This is Crustalmania, and this video is going to be a short video, just a long overdue video. So, in the beginning of July, I went with a friend of mine who kind of got me back into the card space. We went to a card show in our local area, and I'd not been to a card show at all actually in my life, to be quite honest. I've been to card shops when I was younger, but never a card show. And what I want to show here was the two cards that I was able to pick up at this event. Now, the funny thing was, it was a sports show, but most of the vendors there were Pokemon vendors. So I just found that quite hilarious. That sports cards were like the highlighted thing, but at the end of the day, Pokemon's so big that Pokemon vendors were the only ones at this show. Long story short, there was one Yu-Gi-Oh vendor, and at the show, I was hoping to run into a Yu-Gi-Oh vendor because I was looking for Slifer the Sky Dragon. This is the card I've been wanting since I was a kid. I swear to God, ever since I saw Slifer in the anime, always wanted it. Couldn't attain it when I was younger. One, because I was young and didn't have money, and two, Yu-Gi-Oh was a lot more expensive than it is nowadays, so I had some old Yu-Gi-Oh cards that I brought to the show, hoping that I would get a Slifer the Sky Dragon. And luckily there was one vendor there. We were looking through his binder, and I saw the other two God cards. I saw Obelisk, I saw the Winged Dragon of Ra. I was like, oh man, it's gotta be here. Turned the page, saw Slifer. I was like, oh man, this is it, this is it. So I was able to trade the vendor, I think a Macro Cosmos secret rare card, for a light plate, I'd say, Slifer the Sky Dragon, but I didn't even care really the conditioning. I'm not going to play it ever in a duel. I just wanted to look at it and own the card, just the physical paper. That's one of the few cards I've ever wanted to own really in my lifetime, that I wanted that card. And luckily Yu-Gi-Oh has come down in price, so I got it for a pretty good trade for that Macros card. And then earlier in the show, I saw a full art Crustal. Now, as you see the name of this channel, Crustalmania, there's a long story behind why Crustal has become my spirit animal, basically. But I saw this Crustal full art early in the show. I walked away with my friend to look at the rest of the show. And then right before we left, I'm like, I gotta get that card. So we went back to different vendors. We couldn't remember exactly which vendor it was. Eventually, we got to the vendor, but I didn't see it in the $2 card box, and I was like, oh crap, it's not here. So my friend actually dug through the box more than I did and eventually found the Crustal full art, and I was able to purchase that card that you'll see in this video. So I'll display both cards in this video, and you'll see the two cards that I'm actually the most proud of so far for my newer collection for collecting days. The Crustal full art, really nice art. I'm very surprised, all the little crustals in the cave, the main crustal, very nice art. I was very surprised by that. And Slifer the Sky Dragon, I don't know, there's some nights where I'm just open up the binder and just stare at Slifer the Sky Dragon. So very cool card. Glad to have gotten those two cards and just fulfill kind of my childhood dream of having Slifer the Sky Dragon. So anyways, this is a long overdue kind of pickup haul from a card show. But anyways, here's the video. Now, I'll see you guys in the next video, and have a good one. Peace.